Rolling.
Can you introduce yourself and the charity and tell us a bit about what you do?
So my name's Kieran Connolly. I'm the founder and the CEO of Sports Fun for All. We're a youth charity based in South East London, and we use the power of sport to improve the lives of children and young people.
What made you want to set up this charity?
I think a few reasons. Firstly, let me say that again because I say too much. No, it's cool. So the first reason that I set the charity up is because there's a lack of football coaching for young people who are not in football teams. And my background is sports development and football coaching, so I kind of combine the two things together to set up Sports Fun for All, to set up sessions for young people in their community for free.
What do your sessions entail and who attends?
So the sessions are pretty simple, really. They're free at the point. They're free at the point of entry. So they run in the evening, predominantly from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. using community facilities like leisure centres, community centres, places like this, which is on top of a library. And literally, as you can see, the young people turn up. We put them into teams and they play matches. We don't do any structured coaching because the young people are at school all day and they've kind of been sitting down. They've been in structured lessons and they just want to kind of let loose and play football. So that's basically what they entail.
Why did you choose football as a sport to bring young people together?
The reason I chose football is because, pretty simply, it's the most popular sport, especially in inner city communities. It's the best way to engage young people, especially young men, as you can see here. This is what they want to do. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. No offence to other sports, but this is the sport that these young people predominantly want to do. So this is why we run football sessions for them. It's a great way to kind of keep them engaged and keep them in something productive.
Who was your inspiration growing up and how has it made you into the person you are today?
I would say my inspiration would be my mum and my dad, and I'd say the way it's made me into the person I am today. So I always say I've got...
Shut up.
Let him out.
Do you want to start that question?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Do you want me to re-say it or I'll wait for them?
Yeah. So, good goal. So I would say my inspiration would be my mum and my dad. So I think I've taken two things from each of them. Let me start again. I would say my inspiration would be my mum and my dad. I think I've taken one big thing from each of them. So I've taken hard work from my dad. He's self-employed. He works 7 days a week. As well as running this organisation, I have a full-time job and I've worked 7 days a week on it for the last 7 years. So I'd say I've taken that from my dad and having discipline and hard work and putting sacrifice into this. And then from my mum, she's a trained homeopath. So I've learnt about health and fitness and looking after yourself from her. Even though I haven't probably taken as care of myself as much as I should have done over the years, but that wasn't through any lack of trying from her. So I think that's where kind of my interest in health and fitness comes in, and it makes sense that I was very interested in football growing up, and then now I've set up a youth charity which uses the power of football to engage young people. So I've used kind of two things from both my parents to kind of get me to where I am now, today.
Two more questions. What are your plans moving forward for this organisation?
So I think for my plans moving forward, so at the moment we currently deliver 12 sessions a week for free at 9 venues. So we just set up a new session at Elephant and Castle a few weeks ago. So we're now in Lewisham, Greenwich, Bromley and Southwark. So we're in 4 London boroughs in 9 venues, delivering 12 sessions a week from Monday to Friday. So we deliver the most free football in South East London, full stop. There's no question about that. We deliver more free football than any of the professional football clubs, kicks programs. So we're filling a massive void in youth services. And as you can see through the numbers here today, it's quite evident there's a massive demand for this, hence why I chose football to be the sport that we deliver. So for me, I want to set up more of these sessions in other facilities across London, and kind of branch out from Lewisham, which is our main base, and move more into Southwark, Bromley, and Greenwich, which we're already in at the moment, and potentially move into Lambeth and Croydon as well, because there's a massive need for this. Every area that has a floodlit facility like this that young people can't afford to access, they need somebody like me to set up the session and get the coaches in to deliver the project, because otherwise these facilities remain dormant and young people don't use them. So before this was here, most of these young people had never accessed this facility before, unless they were a pupil at the primary school who used this in the day. A lot of them didn't know about it, so actually we're making a facility accessible to them that, one, they couldn't really access, and two, they didn't even know about. And round here in this area, this is in the north of Lewisham, this took me 2 years. You're messing up my interview, man. I'm in my flow. Yeah, so literally it took me 2 years to find this venue in the north of the borough. So we're based in the south of Lewisham, which you're from Bromley, so you'll know we're in kind of Downham, Catford and Bellingham, and I wanted to move into the north of Lewisham for 2 years and couldn't find a venue. Tried Deptford Green School, which is just down the road, and Goldsmiths University have every hour of community usage from Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. No community organisations can access it, which is absurd. And then the weekends, no one can access it. So these young people that live in tower blocks and share bedrooms with their siblings and have nowhere to go, there's nowhere for them to use. So that's basically what Sports Fund for is doing. We're making these facilities accessible to young people in the community that otherwise wouldn't be able to access them. I'm not set up to make the next professional footballer, the next Jadon Sancho. There might be someone here that can do that, but that's not what my goal is to do. Is to get young people here playing football, because if they weren't here, they'd just be at home, necessarily not doing anything. I'm not saying they'd be on the street, but they wouldn't be here playing football, exercising, making friendship, learning to win, learning to lose, learning life skills that are going to help them going forward.
Should we do the last one? Yeah? Alright, we'll run one more.
Definitely ask me, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on a roll now, man. I'm warming up, can't you see?
Last question. How do you think your work here impacts the community in reducing the risk of exposure to violence and crime?
Yeah, so I think I kind of touched on it. I mean, I'm not going to stereotype these young people and stigmatise them and say if they were here, they'd be out on the streets selling drugs or getting into fights and whatnot. But it's quite clear that if they're here with trained football coaches and youth workers, they're safe. If that Deptford High Street is out there, if you know about Deptford and you go out into that High Street, you're going to see drug addicts everywhere. You're going to see people selling drugs. There's a lot of kind of things out there that make them vulnerable to criminality. And by them being in a place like this, which is safe, they've got positive role models here, then it's deterring them from getting involved in that. And that's a huge thing. This area is notorious for having a lot of criminality, a lot of gang problems. There's been a lot of teenage murders here over the years, and if we can do anything to kind of prevent that from happening, then that's crucial. And by the young people being here, and also what it does, it breaks down the barriers. So if you've got young people coming here from different areas across the north of the borough, different secondary schools, when things do happen between these different areas, if they know each other, it's less likely to escalate into a worse situation. So the football is just a tool that we use to get them here, but it's so much more. Crime prevention is one of the reasons we run the session, and definitely by them being here, you're keeping 30 young people for 2 hours from getting involved in anything negative, basically. You definitely got 2 minutes of good footage there, man.